Erik Ian, photographer, director. First job in the business, I was a bartender at this place E&O in New York, and a woman came up to me and asked me what I do. I told her I'm a photographer, and I was on a plane to London a couple days later. My most valued mentor, I would probably say, is a man called Jesse Froman. Some people might know him. He took the last pictures of Kurt Cobain and Nirvana right before he passed away, and I worked for him. I assisted him for years, and he was an amazing mentor for me. Most impactful project of your career, I'm assuming that says. I'm not sure if this is the most impactful, but I recently worked for Reform Alliance, where we photographed men and women who had recently been released from prison and how they were fitting back into society now, and stories about how they were doing, and stories about when they were incarcerated. It was fascinating, and spending time with them and photographing them and getting to know them was definitely one of the most eventful, fulfilling jobs of the year. I would say the most impactful thing a young person can have entering the business would just be a fresh set of eyes, a fresh voice, their experience, and their, that's all a creative can really do is come with their personal experience. And I would say bring as much of that to the table as possible. Use what you know. Start there. Start with what you know. Start with where you came from. Quick story: when John Cassavetes made his first film, when Scorsese made his first film, Boxcar Bertha, he showed it to John Cassavetes, and John Cassavetes said to him, "Okay, you made a film about some hobos. Now go make a movie about something you know about your life." And he made Mean Streets. Good advice. Advice for young people breaking into the field. I guess my main advice for young people breaking into the field is sleep less, work more. When I was young, my grandfather would wake me up early to go to his business, and I would tell him I'm tired, and he said to me, "You'll sleep when you're dead." And as I was growing up, I thought that was harsh, but now I understand what he means. It does take that kind of get up and go and do whatever it takes to get the job done. Stay up late, get up early, hustle. Most of the jobs I've gotten have been through word of mouth. So my suggestion would always be to have as much interaction you can in person, and to be a great host, and to be a great guest, and to continue to always, without being that person that is like, "Hey, what do you do?" You want to be able to enter a room, find out, you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what situation is going to lead to what, and you never know who you're sitting next to at a dinner table. Always be open, always be yourself, always be ready to explain what you do passionately. And that sort of passion and that kind of realness is, I feel, what resonates with people. And be yourself, be open, and be passionate, and do your best to express that in a way that isn't too overbearing. I would say some of the biggest challenges in my career would be that in these chosen careers, whether it's, in these creative professions with, acting and directing and so on and so forth, there's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of people who are qualified to do the job, and dealing with, I don't want to say losing and winning, as if we were, equate this to sports. You're going to win some and you're going to lose some. And I think you have to be able to handle that with grace, and take that dub gracefully, and knock it out of the park, and, take that L gracefully, and then pick yourself back up and get back at it tomorrow. I guess the most important skill one should develop is, it would be kind of a twofold situation. I think that it's the ability to be resilient and the ability to listen. You shouldn't just be waiting for your turn to talk. You should listen and talk when you have a good idea. I wouldn't change my life, so I don't have many regrets, but I would say if I had any advice for my younger self, it would be to sleep less, and hustle harder as a younger man, and spend a little more time focused on goals than focused on fun. But I did have some fun. So